himself over the time that he's been a Denver Bronco, and he got paid again by the Denver Broncos, a second big contract handed out, and he reflected on his journey to get to this point.
I just have that drive. I mean, that's kind of why I probably am here. Is I have an obsession about this. You know, you could talk to anybody in this building. You know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I love this. This is my life. This is, you know, I take a lot of pride in this. I take it seriously. So every single day, season ended, there was finding ways to get better. Every year I am getting better. Right now, way ahead of schedule of where I was last year, so that's really encouraging. So, and again, we've got great people in this building, from BJ to, you know, Jamar to BT Jordan, and then, you know, obviously the guys I play with. It's only going to make my job easier, so really, really excited about this season.
What a player. And for all the talk about this defense and how great this defense could be this year, and with players like Patrick Surtain and Nick Bonito, in my opinion, Stoke, Zack Allen is the MOP. He's the MVP. He's the MVP and the most important player on this defense. And the reason why is simple. When you have a disruptive defensive lineman and how he opens things up for his fellow defensive linemen to go out and make plays, how he frees it up for pass rushers to be able to get home to the quarterback, how putting pressure on the quarterback forces quarterbacks to get rid of the ball under duress. That makes life easier for the secondary. He's doing all his presence, his play not only opens up so much for the guys around him, but he's also still in the process getting his leading all defensive linemen in the NFL in hits last year. The first guy to go over 40 quarterback hits in a season as a defensive lineman since the great Aaron Donald. You put all of it together, along with the fact that this guy is one of the maybe 4 or 5 guys that best embodies the culture that we've seen shift here over the last couple of years. In my opinion, Zack Allen, the most important player on this defense.
Well, you know, I don't know if I'm willing to go quite there with a defensive player of the year on that defense, but I know what you're talking about. Anytime you have an interior defensive lineman that can do a little bit of everything and is good at doing everything, those guys are very valuable. And what makes a quarterback the most uncomfortable is pressure up the middle.
Yeah.
You come around the edge, okay, he just steps up in the pocket, right? But when you have pressure in his face, now you have issues. And so that's what he brings. He brings the ability to beat guys up the middle and get to a quarterback really quickly, get in his face. And for a quarterback, you know, that's the most disruptive thing you can have. So very valuable piece to this defense. Again, another great signing by the Broncos, great extension, got it done, got it out of the way, no drama, we didn't hear anything about it. And next thing you know, it got done. So, you know, 2 thumbs up there. Getting Zack Allen, one of the best interior defensive linemen in the game, locked down for another 4 years.
Yeah, and you look at what the Broncos, from Greg Penner on down, Sean Payton, George Payton, look at what they've done in the last couple of years. Look at the extensions that they've signed. Allen, PS2, Quinn Miners, Bolsey, Jonathan Cooper, Cortland Sutton, and unlike clown shows like the ones you see in Dallas and Cincinnati, where all they do is go out and alienate their players, the Broncos get things done with their players in a way that is, well, Sean Payton talked about it, Zack Allen talked about it, how they kept using the same word, trust. The Broncos trusted Zack Allen and Cortland Sutton to handle their business the right way. Cortland Sutton and Zack Allen trusted the Broncos to handle their business the right way. And, I know you guys, you and Mark especially, love giving me grief about how I talk about these deals. And when you sign these deals, they create really good vibes around the entire organization. This is what I'm talking about. Just the idea that as players and the players' agents, and this is key, is that you get things done here in Denver in a way that is drama-free and that there's trust between the players and the front office. You think there's trust between the players and the front office in Cincinnati?
No.
You think there's trust between the players and Jerry Jones in Dallas? No. So that's what I meant when I said you get these deals done it creates a lot of really good positive energy that, I'm sorry, isn't always found in your typical NFL organization.
No, you're not. You're right, but that's not what you said. And so you're kind of moving the goalpost here a little bit to change your narrative, which is fine. Broncos handle it the right way, and there's a lot of goodwill there. And it's not just only for one guy or two guys or this football team, but you're right. It's agents, it's other players. See how you do business here, and that goes a long way, certainly. So good job by the Broncos figuring out. Now look, it's not going to always be that way. Yeah, right. It's not going to always just be perfect and easy. You're not going to just give contracts out to everyone that's looking for a new deal. That's not the way that it's going to work, right? So, but I think the majority of these things, all these guys, when has there been any drama with any of these guys that they were looking to extend?
Minimum with Cortland last year.
Minimum.
But that was
right. That's nothing.
That was nothing.
Did he miss any time or anything?
Right.
No. So it was fine. They did a little bit of an incentive package, and that was it. And both parties moved on, and it ended up working out for them. So you haven't had any of that, but that doesn't mean that we're never going to have that, which is fine.
Right.
But they have shown that they're willing to do it, and they're going to do it the right way. They're going to take care of their guys, and that goes a long way. I mean, you look at teams that historically are losers, right? Cincinnati,
Yep.
Teams like Dallas can't figure it out anymore. They don't handle their business the right way, and they try.
Your attitude.
Sorry, Jerry, but it's the truth. Shortcuts and not taking care of your guys that have gone out there and produced. It's not only the here and the now. I mean, you can look at Cincy. That goes back to Carson Palmer having issues with them. So it's hard to win in the NFL, but it's even harder to win when you don't do all the little things the right way. The Broncos have figured that out.
And I just got to believe that the more they conduct business this way, the more they continue to improve, that, man, word's gonna get out around the league, and you're going to have players who are going to look at Denver as a place they want to come. I want to come play for Greg Penner. I want to come play for Sean Payton. I want to come play with Bo Nix. I want to come to a place where not only I have a chance to win, but I know I'm going to be treated fairly as a player.
Yeah, and I think
I would think, I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong, but I would think that the agents talk, players talk, a lot of players share the same agent. Hey, what's your situation like in City A? Oh, well, let me tell you what we got going on here. And, again, that's the kind of stuff how it starts to build.
Oh, yeah. I think, it always comes down to the money first and foremost. But I think you hit it there, Mike, when you're talking about the agents. And hey, this is how your relationship with these agents. And when they know they can trust you, that what you're telling them is the truth and you're going to handle things the right way, that certainly goes a long way in negotiating contracts and getting guys there. And you're right, players talk like, hey, how is it over there playing in Denver?
Right.
I mean, and so I don't think you're going to hear many negative things about what's going on here right now and the facility upgrades and how they treat the players and everything that's happening right now is first class. And so that certainly isn't going to hurt you when it comes to acquiring players.
You brought up the complete package. Speaking of package, people reacting to me putting ice down the front of my pants during the ride, okay?
Oh, my goodness. But not the back. You said you didn't try the back.
Not the back of my pants.
Right. You didn't go
No.
that far.
Back of my neck.
Yeah, just the
back of my shirt.
front of your
Just the
shorts.
front. Okay?
And as you're grabbing your stuff right now, you don't have to grab and show. I know what you're talking about, but you're like,
On the
I didn't need to see all
RumbleSlide.com
that.
text line. No offense, Mike, but that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Just use the AC. See,
That's what I said.
No. You tell me. All right, anybody who drove up or down from the mountains this weekend, okay? Drove up to the mountains. How many cars did you see on the side of the road? Pull over, hoods up. You know what probably happened? Engine troubles, overheating. I'm taking an older car through, some long. I mean, I was driving 6 hours at a time before stopping. I mean, I was going,
Yeah, you're pushing.
I was pushing.
Yeah.
A lot of stress on the car, and I just felt that if I was running the AC too high, I was just running the risk of breaking down in the middle of Nowheresville, USA, and I didn't want that to happen.
And that would have been a complete disaster.
That would have been a disaster. So I
ice
figured ice.
down
Ice
the
down
pants
the front of the
and
pants.
the shirt is better than car breaking down.
Evans, now when you say you were moist, you can actually
Wow.
Say you were moist.
Wow.
Awesome.
This is great.